All right, folks, welcome back to the Simple Guy Outdoors channel. Today I have an update for the channel that's kind of nuts, so wait till the end. I can't guarantee anything, but I wouldn't be surprised if this is the most interesting thing you saw all day. So there's that. Anyways, this is just a video of me chopping some wood. It's super wet. We got on Facebook Marketplace. And it looked like the guy had chopped down the tree, cut down the tree a few days ago. So it's super wet. Yeah. Anyways, I had a buddy ask, well, I wouldn't say a buddy, more of an acquaintance ask me what the purpose of a hatchet was. And I was kind of surprised, he's a really sharp guy. But I guess he just hasn't experienced the joy of using a hatchet yet. So anyways, that's what this is about. So, a hatchet, it's like a small axe, I'd say 20-inch handle or less. And most of the time, people just use them for splitting wood and kindling to, prepare for a fire. You need those, tiny little sticks and branches or tiny little cut pieces of wood to start a fire. You can fell small trees and you can buck them up or cut them into more manageable sections with a hatchet. Usually up to if you got a bigger hatchet like the one I'm using in this video, you could probably cut up to a 8 or 9 inch tree. If you got a smaller one, maybe 6 inches, something like that. They're really good for carving, and when I say carving, I mean shaping wood. So say you want to make a bow. A hatchet's going to be really good for just cutting in the curves and removing all that material quickly, so you're not just shaving off tiny little shavings with your knife. If you want to smooth out a piece of wood for a bench or something, hatchets are great for that because you can cut notches and then slice the wood off. People also use them for making spoons. They can remove a lot of material quickly, whereas with a knife, it, can take a significantly more time. And you can do pretty much anything that you can do with a knife with a hatchet. If you really need to skin a deer, you could definitely get it done with a hatchet. It would probably be pretty hard, but you could do it. Sorry, I'm just looking at my notes here. Yeah, I already talked about smoothing things. You can just carve a lot of stuff. If you want to make a giant boat or something, you could use a hatchet to carve it out. It's pretty versatile in that regard. And anyways, I just thought of this crazy analogy. Some people might get it, some people might not, but the hunters out there, they will get this. So there's 3 main cutting tools in bushcraft. You got bushcraft, survival, camping, that kind of stuff, outdoors. You got the saw, you got the hatchet or an axe, you got the knife. Those are the main cutting tools. The hatchet is super underrated if you ask me. We'll get into that. A lot of people, they think all you need is a full tang knife and a saw, which is good, but I think you're really missing out if you don't have a hatchet. So the saw, it makes me think of a 270 Winchester. It's just a flat shooting, super efficient cartridge. You can hunt a lot of different game, everything from, hogs to elk to moose. You can hunt a lot of big game with it. That's kind of what a saw is. You can cut down trees with it very quickly. You can buck wood with it very quickly. It's great for that stuff. The knife, it's kind of like a 223, AR-15, it's very good at its one niche thing, whereas the AR-15, it's kind of of a tactical defense thing or firearm, so it's good at that one niche thing. It's not really great for hunting, it doesn't have a ton of power. So when you use a knife, it's harder to chop down a tree, it's harder to split wood. Then you got the hatchet. A hatchet, it's like a pump 12 gauge. It's not ideal for everything, but splitting wood or bird hunting, it's literally the best thing you can have. Like, it's just super efficient for splitting wood. And like a 12 gauge, a pump 12 gauge, you can hunt anything in North America with that. You know, you can hunt squirrels, grizzly bears, deer, literally anything. Sky's the limit. So that's kind of like the hatchet. You know, you can carve stuff with it. You can make little spoons. You can make traps. But really, it's best for that kind of one other niche thing, which is wood processing. And honestly, I think that's just so overlooked, because if you're in like a survival situation, or, you know, you're trying to do bushcraft, the number one priority is shelter and fire. You know, the cold will kill you way faster than dehydration and, you know, lack of food will in most cases, obviously. And if you're in the desert, you know, dehydration could kill you fairly quickly in the desert. But 99% of the time, you know, the cold is gonna kill you. So that's where the hatchet is super useful, is because you can just process a bunch of wood. You can like take the branches off of limbs, and that way you have like a nice lean-to, and you don't have stuff poking you in the eye. It's just versatile. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyways, today I was trying to split this giant log. It's the one on the left, kind of by the camp chairs, that has like an angle cut into it. And I didn't score the top, or like to create like the little crack in it. And that was a mistake, to say the least. Anyways, I got my hatchet stuck in there. I tried pulling it out, and it would just bend the handle. That's not good. You know, that was really dumb of me. But you know what? It happens. It happens. So I was like, well, I can't, you know, yank it out. So I just was like, I'm just going to have to bash it through this log. I'll add some pictures so you guys kind of know what's going on. But I just ended up bashing it through the log, and it just bent the blade. Straight up bent the blade. So those thin cheeks on that hatchet just totally failed me. Granted, I don't think this is a failure by the hatchet at all. I think this was just totally user error. I mean, that's like super extreme to try and break off that big of a piece on a wet piece of wood like that in a giant log. Really, on a giant piece of wood like this, you should bring an axe or use a wedge. You can use a hatchet, but you have to be smart. You have to break off little tiny slices and just go one at a time. That time I was trying to like break off this huge chunk, and yeah, I paid the price. I'm not too bummed, because I was planning on reviewing more hatchets on this channel because I love them so much, and they're just so versatile. So be looking out for that. I'm gonna make a new hatchet review at some point, but I'm gonna have to. Well, the other thing too is I got like a little bit of a project in mind for the hatchet. It's not gonna be totally a hatchet, but it will serve a similar function. So be on the lookout for that. If I forget later, remind me in the comments. You know, we're all friends. We're all helping each other out at the Simple Guys Outdoor channel. So you guys help me out, I'll help you guys out. Anyways, thanks you guys for watching. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Have a great day.